Good morning. Thank you for tuning into my channel called Take Heed to the Message with Abang Awa. That's my stage name. So we about to get into something that has been plaguing our community since it has begun. Okay. And we're going to talk about Chrisean Rock. Okay. We're going to talk about the decision that she made, and it was posted on um Instagram, I believe. Hollywood did it. So we're going to talk about this real quick. Why you say that? You do too much live. You ain't got no work. No, I work. No, I work. First of all, the lives don't help me. I don't. Yeah. The lives don't help me pay anything. I do work. I work for a living. You making me laugh. No, I work for a living. My husband works as well, but he works in the morning and I work in the afternoon. But I'm off today since you want to know my business. Okay. So now back to what I was saying. We're going to talk about Chrisean Rock, okay, wants to take a decision, okay? And they had it, good morning, Kevin. They had it on Instagram. It was like a little reel that they did. And she said she was thinking about deleting the child that she has in her belly. Yeah, so we're going to touch on this real quick. And the lesson today is not to bash. The lesson is to understand what deletion does. Okay. And I think a lot of women in our community, they don't understand what deletion does to us. Okay. And they don't understand what deletion does to the mindset. And also, they don't understand that there's a lot of women that would go around the earth 365 times walking so that God would bless them with a child. Okay. And some women who are blessed with children, they take this route of deletion. Okay. So I just want to put a little clarity on it. And I want y'all to understand as well. Okay, because we bash women for doing this, we bash them, we talk about them, but I want to put a little spotlight on it. So now, from what I'm told from my teens, right? My teens told me that her and Blueface wanted were like at odds when they first found out she was pregnant. They were at odds because he didn't want the child and he thought it would be too much on both of them, right? So he was asking for the deletion of this child. This is what I was told. But now she has decided, her being 5 months, that she wants the deletion of this child. Now, I'm going to share something with you. This could just be for clout. It could be for clout because their new season of whatever they do, their new season is coming out. So this could just be for clout. Good morning, Mr. He said. How are you? Guys, please make sure y'all tune in to the Harris Tribe Media Group. Okay, it's on YouTube. Content is nothing but fire. Also, please make sure you tune in to Mrs. She Said. Mrs. She Said content is straight, no chaser, y'all. Y'all tune in. It's on YouTube. Okay. Now, from what I'm told, this is what she wants to do. The child is 5 months, and this is she's pregnant. She's 5 months pregnant, and so she wants to do a deletion of this child. So she asked the doctor said, well, I can give you someone that can help you. That's what she said. So the doctor doesn't do it there. Their facility does not do deletions. So she said she would give her some information to do the deletion. So I'm going to share something with y'all, okay? And when she said this, I said, wow, this is her first baby, and she wants to delete this child, all in the namesake of probably trying to pay the father, okay? All in the name of sake of trying to hurt the father because she's mad with him. Okay. So I'm not sure if it's just for clout. She could be just doing clout chasing. Got everybody thinking, good morning, Mona D. How are you, my dear? Guys, please make sure y'all tune into Mona D. Content, nothing but fire. Content is always fire. Mona D, I love your show yesterday. It was good, honey. Thank you for all your content, sweetie. So now, what's going on is that she said she wants to get this deletion. Okay, she wants to do this deletion. And I said to myself, this is the answer for our community all the time when we don't want a baby. Instead of us, either we wait on marriage or we use protection. But we are quick to run to get a deletion. And now this small life is living in your body, and now you're ready. This life that you feel, because at 5 months you feel this baby moving around in your belly. So now at 5 months you are ready to delete this child. Now I'm gonna share something with y'all. Y'all know I told y'all I grew up in the projects. Y'all know I told y'all I grew up hard, right? But I have blood on my hands. Okay? So I'm about to tell my sin. I have blood on my hands. The same way this young girl is going to delete this child, I have this same blood that's stained on my hands from when I was a teenager. And you're right, Kevin, they do pitch deletion to our people. You're right. But I have this same blood that this young girl wants to go put on her hands. And even from this day, I have done it from when I was a teen. But I still, to this present day, ask God to forgive me for what I have done. This blood that's on my hands, I can't even remove this blood on my hands because it's in my mind and in my heart. Okay? Now, only close people know what I have done. But I'm telling the masses, I'm telling y'all now because this subject came and hit me last night when I was doing my scrolling through Instagram. Okay? Because I scroll at night to find out what kind of subject we gonna talk about. Okay? And so what happened, she was like just laying there, okay, at the doctor's office, and she was saying she's ready to do this deletion. And the doctor said to her, well, we don't do it here, but I can get you someone in connection that they do it at 5 months. Now, I never done it at 5 months, but I have done it in a few weeks, but that still doesn't make it right. Do you hear me? That still does not make it right. Because, oh, good morning, Growth. How are you? How you doing, my brother? Please, guys, make sure y'all tune into Growth Talk with Copa. Am I saying that right? Tell me if I'm saying that right. Hi, Shy. How you doing? Good morning. Because you know I don't want to mess up your name, Growth. You're going to be upset with me. I don't want to mess up your name. How you doing this morning, my brother? So what I'm trying to tell y'all is that, let me go back to the topic. What I'm trying to tell y'all is that I have this same blood on my hands. See, and I told y'all I grew up in the projects. So they pushed a lot of that stuff on people who were in like poor situations. You understand? And then we glorify that. That's like that was our scapegoat, which I'm not blaming anybody. But the people who took me to get these deletions, they were grown. I was a teenager. I was a teenager. So me being fast and hiding the pants and doing nonsense, trying to find love everywhere. You understand? And I have done this sin. And this sin, as old as I am, it still bothers me to this day. That's why I tell y'all when I speak about stuff on my channel, okay, and nobody ever read my bio, but if you go to my bio, it says anything that I speak about is stuff that I lived through and stuff that I have done or stuff that I have seen in my own family. So when this young girl sat up there with the doctor, Chrisean, she sat up there and said she was ready to do the deletion. Oh, you laughing at me? You laughing at me? Growth, why you laughing at me making jokes? So, okay, I'm going to have to learn how to say your name. You're going to have to DM me to pronounce your name properly because I do not want to mess up your name. So back to what I'm trying to say, y'all. This young girl laid up there and she said she was ready to do this deletion. That's why the doctor was like, well, I could get somebody. Let me share something with you. Sean, how are you, my dear? So when she said that, that brought back memories of me when I was young. Thank you. Thank you, Mrs. She said. I greatly appreciate that, hon. So it brought back memories from when I was young, when I went to the clinic to get my deletion done. I have to be careful with these words, y'all, because you know this is social media. So I remember this thing broke me, but I know I couldn't take care of this child. Okay. This thing broke me, but I knew I couldn't take care of this child. So now the adult who brought me was like, you got to make this decision. And then later in life, you just make peace with God about what you're going to do. You know what I'm saying? And the adult even felt bad that they were bringing me because they said the blood would be on their hands too because they were bringing me. So now, fast forward, we go and do the procedure. And this thing played in my mind and played in my heart. This thing bothered me, y'all. And I was a young teen, but this thing bothered me because I knew what I was doing was not right. Even as a teen, I knew that this deletion was not right. But me being hot in the pants and being fast when I was young, trying to find love everywhere, and then hurting myself in the process. When we delete these children, you never know who you have sent back to glory. You never know. And this thing tears up our community, but we continue to do it and we continue to glorify this thing. We glorify deletion. Even in music videos, the young people, they glorify deletion, but you don't know that you're doing this as a sin. It's a sin against God. This is blood on your hands that you have to answer for. Do you understand? This is blood on your hands that you have to answer for. And because nobody is speaking and nobody is saying anything, people are just saying, my choice, my body, my choice. But you don't understand the consequences that come with this. Sometimes you may have messed up by them doing a procedure. Something could have gone wrong with your womb. Do you understand? And that you can't have children after. Sometimes I even have a family member who this has happened to. And she did it when she was a teen. And she blocked everything. Everything got blocked that she could not have any children anymore. So that child that she had sent back to glory, there's no more children after that child. There was no more children after that child. Now, because we don't know better in our community and we think deletion is the answer, because you have your mama and your grandma teaching you that deletion is the answer, and deletion can destroy your womb. And then on top of this, let me share something with you. This type of sin you don't want. You understand? I have dealt with sin in my life, but this is the one that hurts the most. Good morning, Robert. How are you? This is the one that hurts the most. Do you understand? This is the one that still bothers me the most. Now, yes, I was blessed with children, but it was a long time before children came after the nonsense that I had done. It took many years for children to come from the nonsense that I had created in my own life. I'm not blaming nobody but myself. I'm taking accountability for what I have done. Do you understand? I can't blame no adults that took me because I was being hot and fast in the pants doing nonsense. So I can't blame nobody. But I feel bad for this young girl because somebody need to be in her ear talking to her, telling her, baby, that's not the answer. Don't do this. But because they glorify deletion in our community, you understand? Good morning, dear. They glorify deletion in our community. Everybody is on board with it because they will tell you, and this is how they push you to do it. Oh, you can't take care of this child. You got to go to school. You don't have enough money to take care of this child. You understand? Oh, the father don't want you. He's not going to marry you. Or either you're doing it because you dislike what the father has done to you. So now you're ready to delete this child. And this child is not your enemy. This child has done nothing to you. All this child wanted to do was make it to this world. That's it. But when we do this thing, we don't know how this affects us in our mind. And like I told y'all, this is the worstest sin. This is one of my worstest sins that I have on my hands. And it still bothers me today that this blood is still on my hands because of the decisions that I have made. So I'm not here to crucify this young woman. I just hope and pray she get under somebody that will teach her something. Because sometimes when we young, we hard-headed. We don't want to listen to nobody. It's only until you get old and gray that you understand the mistakes that you have done. When you call yourself deleting, taking the choice to delete this one. Do you hear me? Where it may seal your womb that you can't have anymore. And then you cry out to God instead of you crying out to him in the beginning. But you cry out to God after you have done the sin. And that's the thing that we do as a people. We cry out to God after we have done the sin, instead of us talking to God before we do it, before we do anything. So a mindset, a refresh can come to you and give you a solution on how to handle the situation. But because in our community, they glorify deletion, they glorify it. So we all think that it's okay. If you don't like your baby father, or you don't like the way he treated you, Or maybe he dogged you. That's what you're saying. You will go and do a deletion. Yeah, you will go and do a deletion because either you're trying to pay him back, you trying to get, you trying to deal with him in some type of way. But I'm going to share something with you. It's you, my dear, that wears the blood on your hands. It's you. It's not him. It's you that have to answer to God on Judgment Day. And I'm not trying to scare nobody with no fire and brimstone. I am not. Okay. And you right. Jay, you are right. You are correct. And this is why Jay just said you shouldn't have laid with him. This is right. This is right. But because you're not paying attention to the signs, okay, you're not paying attention to the signs of this foolery, okay, you wind up in situations that don't make sense. And when you don't have guidance of a father in your home, you will wind up in some nonsense. And I'm not just saying just any man in your home. I'm talking about a king being in your home, so that you know that there's consequences if you do any foolery. You got to deal with this man. See, one thing about our teenage girls, right? Our teenagers, right? They always say, Daddy crazy. That's what they say. This is what our girls say all the time. Daddy is crazy, mama. And I tell them I know. So they know certain things to do. Okay. They know certain things to do because they have respect for their father. They know that fire and brimstone will come down if they do any foolery. And my husband has always told them from the time of their birth, okay, that my last name must be respected at all times. You were born into my bloodline. You must continue to show me respect until your ending days. My husband don't play. He don't play with them girls. He don't play with our son. He don't do no nonsense. He's on them. So when you have a child, okay, when you have a child that's not governed by anyone and she's doing foolery, honey, you supposed to be at work. What you doing in my chat? You supposed to be at work, honey. I love you. Have a great day. So now what happened is that when a child is in a household, okay, when a child is in a household and the parents are not paying attention, or she had worldly parents that both of them is on drugs and nobody is paying attention to the child, a lot of foolery can happen. Do you hear me? A lot of foolery can happen. Growth, God bless you for this. I have been cursed out so many times for pointing out some women can't have kids after deletion. You, babe, you are correct. You are correct. This is right. Nobody should curse you out. This is right. Okay, Ricky, good morning. How you doing, my dear? Men are meant to protect women, especially from themselves. You are right. This is why God designed y'all to be the head. Because we do unruly things that don't make sense. So now what I'm trying to say is that my husband, he hovers over our children. I love that about him. I love that about him. He hovers over them and double check every time. He's like clockwork. My king is like clockwork with our children, and they know that. They know they can't bring no nonsense to daddy. They know that. But when I was growing up, I had both of my parents in the world, and they was both on drugs. So I have, good morning, Anya. So I have done foolery under my mother's watch because she was not paying attention. She was too fixated on that cocaine. You understand? And my father was too fixated on that dope. So I was able to do foolery under their nose. And then when I got caught, it was because I was pregnant. Okay. And so I had to look at when I got pregnant and my parents found out. This is when deletion come into play, because now you have other adults in my family that know the situation. So they're coming and saying your mama and your daddy on drugs. They doing stuff. Okay? They doing stuff. And so now who is going to raise this baby while you trying to go to school? Okay? While you trying to get out of school. Okay? And I'm like, they right. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? I don't want to drop out of school, because I'm going to tell y'all something. For me to have lived in a projects and I lived hard, I was a straight A student. I was a straight A student. Got a couple of B's here and there, but I was good in school. But there was a lot of decisions that was not made properly in my life when I was young. A lot of decisions that I have made on my own, because I don't want to blame my parents. I want to blame myself. This was my making. Do you understand? This was my making. Do you understand? We have over 400 teens in South Loop in Chicago Sunday. Many girls out there getting arrested. I asked, where's the parents that you feel bold enough for foolishness? Yeah, yeah. The parents are not there. The parents are in their own world doing their own thing and not paying attention to the children. So when you see young girls like Chrisette, that they think that deletion is the answer, instead of, now, first of all, I don't agree. Good morning, Wife School Podcast. How are you? Guys, please make sure you tune into Wife School Podcast on Instagram. Also, make sure you tune into Ricky Williams on Instagram as well. Both of their content is nothing but fire. So what I want to say is, when you're not paying attention to the children, a lot of foolery can happen. When you living in the world and you doing drugs, you cannot expect these children to be on a straight and narrow, because mama, you not paying attention. You not paying attention. You not asking questions. This is how a lot of children run out in the street and do nonsense and selling drugs and sleeping around and getting bodies after bodies. You know what I'm saying? Because of the foolery, and the parents are not paying attention. This is why I watch our children like a hawk. I'm like a mama hawk. I watch my children like a hawk, because I know the nonsense that I did growing up. Do you hear me? I know the nonsense that I did growing up. Okay? So I don't want to see my children fall into any foolery like I did. This thing that we do in our community, okay, this deletion that is so welcome by everyone, has caused us to not grow since I think it's been since the 70s or 80s probably. Our number of growth in our community has not changed. It just went up just a little bit. It just went up just a little bit, because we are the most that do, from our culture, we are the most that do deletions. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? So the woman who even formed this, okay, the woman who even formed the what they call that program, what is that? I'm trying to remember the program name. Planned Parenthood. The woman that formed Planned Parenthood, okay, they said, okay, they said that she was a member of the KKK, that she was trying to find a way that would help in deletion of our kind. So they had a lot of our um, civil rights leaders, okay, promoting some of this deletion. Yeah, they had a lot of them promoting deletion in our community. And because you right, wife school, Planned Parenthood, and because they were promoting this, and women thought that this was the answer, but I'm going to share something with you. The real answer was to keep your legs closed. Yeah, that was the real answer. The answer for deletion, that was not the answer. It was not. You right, Growth. Let me put it up right now. Margaret Singer, right? That was her name. Oh, wife school, you got it too. So this woman wanted to see the deletion of our community, and we happily obliged her. We did, and I'm one of them. I am one of them that still have this blood on my hands, and it still hurt to this day. It still bothers me to this day, as old as I am. And I still ask God to forgive me for this sin. But we promote this to our girls. We promote this instead of us telling our girls, keep your legs closed. Keep your legs closed, baby. So when your wedding night come, honey, you will be in a little pain, honey, but you will enjoy it because it's with someone that loves you. It's with someone that wifed you, that put a ring on your finger and gave you his last name. And I'm going to share something with you. A man that takes your virginity, let's talk about it. A man that takes your virginity will always remember how precious you are to him. And even at times when you get older, okay, even at times when you get older, you and him in y'all marriage, he will laugh and say that I took your virginity. Y'all be in the kitchen, y'all just be laughing together. We don't know how to practice this. We don't talk to the children about this. We don't. We don't sit up here and talk to the children about this. We scared to talk about it because other communities is telling you my body, my choice. Nonsense. They telling you that. My body, my choice. But let them stay over there and preach that my body, my choice. Y'all talk to y'all babies about this. Talk to them. Because when you get this blood on your hands, honey, okay? When you get this blood on your hands, this thing is not fun. It is not. Especially if you know God. When you learn God, okay? When you meet you went not even I'm sorry, I'm saying that wrong. When you understand what God wants for you on this world, when you understand God's plan, this thing hurts you. Okay? This thing hurts you. When you understand God's plan, this thing bothers you. And me as a Christian woman, okay, this thing still bothers me to this day. Even though I go to God in prayer and ask him to forgive me, it still bothers me to this day. So I don't agree that any woman should go and jump up talking about my body, my choice. I don't agree. You understand? I don't go agree. Yeah, I know I had to say that little ghetto. I don't go agree. Mm-mm. Because you have to live with this sin. You have to live with it. And see, the younger ones, they out in the street, they doing nonsense now. So they don't understand that there's a problem. They don't understand that this is a problem because later in life, when they get their mind right and they ready to marry and no baby comes down the pipeline, she will understand this is why. Because what she did when she was young. When I met my husband, okay, now when I got these deletions done, it was after I had my first child. Okay. I had my first child already and I had got deletion after. Okay. When I got married to my husband, my first husband, when I was 19, no baby came down the pipeline for 3 years. Okay. I'm telling my business, y'all. No baby came down the pipe for 3 years. I was scared. I was scared because of the nonsense that I have done. I was like, God is punishing me for the foolery that I had done when I was young. So my first husband was asking questions like, what's going on? And I didn't tell him. I didn't say anything. I just kept my mouth closed because I know what I have done was wrong. So I didn't want to expose my truth. Now, when I got married later to my second husband, okay, and I was in my 20s, my mid 20s, I had to confess and tell him. And you know what he told me? Don't worry. Don't worry, because I know that you are my wife. Don't worry. And I'm going to share something with y'all. 8 months into our marriage, I was pregnant. Yep. God blessed me. After all that time, many years that no baby came down the pipeline. Okay. That no baby came down the pipeline for years. I was terrified. I was scared. So now, when I did get pregnant with my husband, my king now, okay, when I got pregnant with my king now, I was terrified to come home and tell him I was pregnant. Because I remember the nonsense that I went through with my first pregnancy. It was not pretty. I will not tell y'all that story. It was not nice. And I don't want my eldest son to feel bad about that. So now, when this happened and I got home to tell my husband that I was pregnant with his child, I had cried a little bit before I got into the house because I said, this is not going to go the way that I wanted to. This is going to be some foolery. Okay. I get in the house and he looking at me and I got my like tough face on that I was ready for all types of smoke, And he looked at me. He said, what's wrong with you? I said, nothing. Nothing's wrong with me. And then I turned around and I said, can we talk? And he said, yeah, we could talk. Went in the kitchen. We sat at the table. And I said, in my mind, that ghetto, you know what I'm saying? That ghetto-ness came out real quick. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to tell you, I don't even care. I don't care where the chips fall. I'm just going to let you know what it is. I'm pregnant. Right? That's what I told him. Just like that. Now, who tells somebody they pregnant like that? But I was just so hood with it. I was waiting for the backlash. So now he gets up from the chair. I balled my fist under the table because I was like, if he hit me, I'm a wild out in this kitchen. That's what I was thinking in my mind. Okay. Now he gets up. White school, you laughing. He gets up and he does this. He kissed me on my forehead. And you know what happened? Tears rolled down my face. And I unballed my fist. And you know what he told me? He said, whatever comes from you, I will cherish because you are my queen. You are my wife. And I love you. And I think I cried that whole day because the walls of Jericho had fell down in my heart because I couldn't believe that a man could love me like that. Do you hear me? So when you see me on social media and I'm talking about my king, baby, this is real. This is not me doing no shucking and jiving. I'm trying to please y'all. None of that. This is real talk, baby. So when I say my loyalty is real, that it's not fake, that I will go and get some problem with somebody on my just because on the strength of my husband, if you do anything to my husband, we will have some problems. You will see the beast come out in me. So with that singular act that he did, it broke down every wall that I've ever had in my mind. It chipped away all that nonsense, all the labels that I was given from when I was a child, all the labels. Molestation, okay? Molestation, abuse, physical abuse, all these labels that I have had from when I was a young person. Drugs, all this drinking, all these bad things that happened to me when I was young. And the stuff that I have seen, it broke down the walls of Jericho because I said, this man really loved me. This man is a godsend. So the word that I got from God that this was my husband was correct. So all I'm saying is that, and I know I jumped off topic. I tried to stay on topic. Y'all know how I do. The thing is that deletion is always welcome in our community. Nobody ever thinks of the consequences after you do the deletion. Nobody thinks of this. If you ever thought about it, check this out. Like I told y'all, when I was 19, I got married. For 3 years, no baby. But when I married to my second husband and he just blew air on me, I was pregnant. See, that's enough to make a woman hurt herself from age 19 until her mid 20s that she can have a baby. That's a long time. That's a long time. And you wasn't on any type of well, you weren't doing anything anyway, but you weren't on anything and no baby. Okay, so that will make a young woman think that she knows she has messed up. But because our community glorified deleting our children, our young women think that this is the answer. They glorify it. They tell you, oh, because you can't do this, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, cough. Growth, yes. Blowing air, because every time after that, I got pregnant like clockwork. From the first one, then that all the way down to the last. Pregnant like clockwork, honey. And so what I'm trying to say is that they glorify it. They want our children, our young women to do these deletions. Because I'm going to share something with you, y'all, and a lot of y'all already know this. Our bloodline to this land means nothing. That's why it's easy for them to delete us. You understand? It's easy for them to delete us because our bloodline does not matter to this land. They don't even want our bloodline here. But because our ancestors said, no, I don't know anything about where I come from, I'm going to stay here. I'm going to stay here, which they could have went back home, but they don't know what tribe they came from. So this is why we're here. Okay? See, in Africa, they don't promote that. They don't promote deletion in Africa. They don't. Actually, it's like a taboo. It's a taboo if you do it there. Baby, if you do it there and you tell somebody you did it, honey, you will hear them go crazy on you. You wouldn't even be able to marry nobody if somebody found out that you did this stuff, because they would be thinking, that's why they hide it. Most of the women, if they did do it, they hide it. Because if you told your husband down in Africa that you have done this, matter of fact, it might not just be Africa, it might be other places all around the world. But here they promote deletion of our children. And I'm gonna tell you something, hands down, full force, they promote this only in our community. Other communities you will see, they will have 7, 8 children walking around with them. All in the airport, you see them when they traveling. They got all these kids because they promote deletion to us, and we accept the deletion. We accept that nonsense. Nobody sit down and think, why do they promote it in our community only? Why do they promote separation of man and woman in our community only? Because why? Come on, y'all. Y'all know why. Why do they promote it? Because we're stronger together. We are a force to be reckoned with together. This is why they promote all types of foolery in our community to keep us distracted from the real stuff that's going on. But if we can conquer the fact that we need each other, okay? If we can conquer that, our community would do better. Our community will be stronger if we can conquer that we need each other. But because we don't understand that we need each other, and they know we don't understand it, that's why they add stuff. When we get over one hurdle, they add something else. They promote deletion in our community. And because we don't talk to our children, we don't tell them that there can be consequences after you do this, that this blood will be stained on your hands. You will have to go to God and talk to him. You will have to explain what you have done. And baby, a lot of us will have to explain for the stuff that we have done. And I'm gonna tell you right now, baby, that will not be easy trying to explain to God why you did that. This will not be easy, honey. You will not have an easy time trying to confess this to God. Because remember, he knows your heart. He knows when you have done foolery. He knows why you have done it. So you can't come to him with no shucking and jiving. You have to tell him why you really did it. But they will sit up here and tell our community, my body, my choice. And our women will preach it. My body, my choice. Our women will preach this thing till the cows come home. My body, my choice. But all they have done is help the agenda against us. That's all they have done. They don't even understand it. That's why they glorify it even in the rap music videos where they were dancing outside a Planned Parenthood, talking about they ready to go do a deletion. They glorify it. And because they don't understand, because they're so young and there's no father in the home, and y'all see how I keep hitting that there's no father in the home, that 360, honey, that 360 means something. See, and the agenda against us, they knew if they removed the king, all hell would break loose. They knew that. They knew that if they would remove the king, all hell would break loose. They knew if they gave you all this subsidized housing, Section 8, welfare, food stamps, they knew if they gave you all this, you would not rely on the black man. You wouldn't need him. And you would even say it yourself, I don't need you. I could do bad by myself. That's the curse that we place on ourselves when we say that foolery. They knew that. They knew that you will push your men away. They knew that if they told you, oh, if you don't get rid of him, you're not gonna get all these programs. See, I'm gonna share something with you. That's just like a drug dealer tell you, baby, come get this crack. Come get this crack, honey. I got what you want. I got what you need. I'm gonna get you to cloud 9. Okay? I'm gonna get you to cloud 9. But you have the brother over here on the side. Our black men is like, baby, we gonna get the cloud 9 without the drugs. We gonna get to cloud 9 without the housing and the food stamps and the welfare. We gonna get the cloud 9, but it's gonna take some time. It's going to take some time. That's why and I'm going to share something with you. Anything that is quick and easy, that it can fix anything. You know what I'm saying? Like quick and hurry, it can fix anything. Baby, this is a problem. This is a problem. This type of situation don't come from God. God does a slow and easy walk, honey. He does a slow and easy walk, baby. But when it come, honey, when God has landed, you hear me? The blessings will flow out of the woodwork. Do you understand? Blessings will flow out of the woodwork when God is in the midst. But because we did not want to wait on the black man, and we blame him for everything. But we were the ones who went down near the Section 8 and housing and welfare and got those food stamps. He did not. He told you, baby, give me time, work with me. Work with me. We're going to do the best we can. And then also this land didn't want to give brothers jobs. They did not want to help the black community. They did not. But you see now how they give us all types of programs now. They give you all types of programs. Long as you don't have no men in your household, they give you all types of programs. You want to know why? Because it's easy for them to tend to your children. It's easy for them to control your kids. It's easy for them to control you as well, mama. Because if you don't have no king, who do you answer to every 6 months? You answering to Daddy's Zaddy. That's who you answering to every month, and that's the government. You're answering to Daddy's Zaddy because you got to tell him what you done in the last 6 months for you to get this paper again. You got to be obedient. Excuse me. You got to be obedient. Okay, y'all be saying, I don't want to be obedient to my man. I don't want to listen to him. But you got to listen to Daddy's Zaddy. If you don't listen to Daddy's Zaddy, he going to cut all your stuff off. So why not listen to the black man and build your kingdom? Now, I'm not sitting here telling you everything going to be perfect. But why not go under his umbrella of protection? Because when Daddy Zaddy get tired of y'all, when he get tired of y'all, he just stopped the programs. And then you out. You out. You ain't got nothing to lean on. And you and your kids is back at square one. But we're willing to destroy. We're willing to destroy all because we want those subsidized housing. We willing to destroy all because we want that Section 8, we want that welfare, we want that food stamps. Instead of us waiting on God to find for a good husband to come your way. Because remember, you don't find a husband, my dear. You ask God to clean out everything that isn't within you that is not right, so that a good man will come. Okay? That he will see you. Okay? Because like I always tell y'all, men know who are wise and they know who are hoochie mamas. They know who are wives and they know who is hoochie mamas. All I'm saying is that we need to start talking to our babies. We need to start talking to them. Talk to them while they're young. Because daddy got their mind while they in school. The other children they link up have some homes that are dysfunctional. So you got to teach your babies. You got to tell them what's right and wrong. You got to tell them about sex. You got to tell them about drugs. It's you, mama. It's you, daddy. You got to explain that to them. Even though I lived a hard life, okay, from when I was young, even though I lived hard, I thank God for the things that I went through because I'm able to sit and explain things to my children. Even though my husband say, baby, some of those lessons be hard that you teach them. And I tell him if I don't teach them, someone else will teach them and give them the wrong information. All I'm saying, if you have teen girls, talk to them. Talk to them before you wind up having to take them to some deletion clinic. Okay? And the same blood that's on your child's hands will be on yours. That's all I'm trying to say. Think about it. And I feel bad for this young girl. I feel bad for her. Even though she has made tough decisions in her life, she has done foolery. But for her to sit there and say she has the mindset to think, let me do this deletion. She don't know what she putting herself into. She don't understand the nonsense that will come along with this. Because there is a time where we all get clarity when we get a certain age. We all get clarity. And it depends on the people that you meet during your life as well that help you get clarity. But when she gets clarity and understand that what she did was wrong and that no baby has come down the pipeline after she has done this deletion, it will hurt her even more. We have to stop letting outsiders promote deletion to our community. We have to start talking to our children. We have to start talking to our kids, explaining the agenda behind this foolery. I am so blessed that my children learn from my sins, that my girls understand the things that happened in my past so that they don't repeat it. Sometimes I even get a good cry on my own. When the kid's not around, I get a good cry and I say, God, thank you. Because my chain has been broken in my bloodline of being a teen mother, of being a teen that has done deletions. Y'all take heed to the message. Everybody have a wonderful day. Y'all take it easy. Thank you for tuning in. And please, if you would like to donate to my channel, my Cash App is in my bio. Also, I have YouTube. I think it's called, I'm not even sure what they call it. What do they call it? Super chats. I also have super chats as well if you want to donate to my channel. And if you can't, that's fine. If you could just like my stream and share it, I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a wonderful day. And thank you for rocking with me. I know y'all getting ready for work, but I'm off today, y'all. I'm off today. So I'll just be cooking and cleaning and relaxing in the house. That's it today. And probably take a walk somewhere. Everybody have a good one. Y'all take it easy. Instagram, I'm gonna let you out first, honey. Have a great one. YouTube, y'all did y'all thing today. Thank you for all the comments. I greatly appreciate it, y'all. Sean, thank you so much, honey. Also, Growth, thank you. Growth, you were too much. You had me dying the whole time. I was trying not to laugh. Anye, thank you. Ricky, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. Kevin, thank you. Also, Mona D, thank you, babe, for tuning in. Justice, I hope I'm saying your name right, honey. Thank you for tuning in. I greatly appreciate that. And Growth, please send me a DM of how to pronounce your name so I can get it right. Because I don't want to disrespect your name. I don't want you to be mad with me. Okay? Have a great one, everybody. Take it easy, y'all.